so what we're making here, we're making a seafood gumbo, and what you want to do is start off with the bacon. You want to get the bacon going, and this is what you do to start off with the roux. The bacon is more or less just for the flavor, and you end up cooking the bacon off and then getting the fat from it and using it to add flour to it to make a roux, and the roux is the thickening agent for the seafood gumbo. So it starts off with just rendering this down, getting as much fat. If you don't like a lot of bacon and don't do a pound, you can always use a little bit of margarine to add, or butter, to get more fat to make the roux. And that's basically the beginning of the seafood gumbo, the first step you got to do. So you want the heat pretty high to get it going and get all the fat out of it. Got my flour here ready to go. And the roux needs to be cooked off really well. It needs to be turned to a kind of peanut butter color, like it gets really brown. When you add the flour to make a gravy, usually you leave it kind of whitish and then mix it with the colors of the stock that's already there. But with the roux, you need to really cook it down, and it adds a distinct different flavor as opposed to just throwing in the flour, mixing it, and using it like that. I'm just getting bacon going.
Sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm. Popping bacon, delicious sounds. Mm-hmm. Smells and sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves bacon.
Mm.
The bacon gets cooked off a bit. I'm going to get a plate to take the bacon off with. Get some paper towel. Just getting pretty close, but I didn't throw in a ton of bacon, so I'm going to have to throw in maybe 1/4 cup of margarine to add a little more fat. I'm really doing this just for the flavor, since I'm going to put a lot of other meat products in it anyway, so. This is getting pretty close. I'll throw this in, and it'll be like little bacon chunks into the meal for nice bits of flavor.
Bacon chunks.
Mm-hmm. Yummy. So as you can see, there's a decent amount of fat. So I will take that out. That's looking pretty good. Use kind of a sievey, strainery thing to get all the bacon. Let the fat get back in there. Turn on the heat. I want to burn the bacon. I'll break out the wooden spoon for the roux, because that's the way the pros do it. So it takes forever to clean.
You are a pro. What is it?
Semi-pro. I'm in the Bush League for cooking at this point. What am I looking for? Wooden spoon. With the wooden spoon, I'm going to get some margarine out of the fridge, which I should have had out already. So I'm just going to roughly eye it. I'm going to get about 1/4 cup of margarine, maybe less. Throw that in there. It's nice and fatty and tastes really good. Get that mixed in. Turn the heat down. You don't want to scorch your margarine at all. I don't know if margarine scorches. I'm not using butter, but it has a higher temperature. So melt the butter down.
Separates a bit.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get maybe 3/4 of a cup of flour, I think. Just going to eye it. Get the flour, and you start mixing it in to make a roux. Bacon powdered roux. I think I should have had more fat in this, but it might be alright. Just gotta turn up the heat a bit. It's getting cold. Actually, a spatula works way better than this. I'll get a spatula. I like the spatula because you can like use it and smear it.
Mm-hmm.
Smear it all together. Look at that. Collects all the little bits. So it's looking pretty chunky. I think I need more margarine in there. With a spoon. this needs to cook down for about 20 minutes. It needs to be about the color of peanut butter, I think, or it can be even darker if you like it that way. The longer you cook it, the more flavor gets into it, and the flour cooks off. And you think flour doesn't have much flavor. When it's cooking, it's got a real nutty taste to it. Adds a dimension. A lot of southern cooking does the gumbo type stuff.
That makes sense. I didn't know that.
Just keep mixing, and still think I need more flour, or margarine. Let's just see how this goes. We'll get a little bit more margarine. This is one meal you can't eat too much of. The amount of fat going into it. Very heavy meal. Very delicious. Get more butter in there, margarine. That's more about the way it should look. Guess I should follow the recipe instead. Usually turns out when I follow it. There we go. So it's kind of bubbling there, a little liquidy. That's a good consistency there for the roux. As I can smell it cooking, it's kind of scorching a bit. I've turned on the heat, but it's getting nice and melty. It wants to separate. And this is a constant thing. You can't leave the roux for more than 30 seconds. It'll burn very quickly, so it's got to be constantly moving as those little bits just sit there and it'll cook off. So this is about 20 minutes, it said, to get to the real color of a deep peanut butter brown. Keep doing that. So yeah, I think you can cut it at this point. It'll be like 15. So as you can see, it's turned to a nice peanut butter color, like very darkish. And you can take it down and even get it darker than that, but I think it's going to be fairly good by about this point. So that's, yeah, I could get some peanut butter out looking
looks like close. Peanut butter now.
Yeah. So that is the beginning of the roux, and it smells very nutty, like a very different flavor than what you think of just butter and flour would smell like. It's very distinct. And this is the thickening agent for the roux. Very beginning. So that looks about good. I'm going to go with that. This part, this is going to be, I do not have okra, but I grow it in the summer, but I don't have any now. I don't think they have it at the grocery store. What you're going to want is kind of a mirepoix type of ingredients, which is, I forget what it means, but you got the green peppers, you're going to have onions and celery, and yeah, that's kind of the basis for a lot of the flavor, and it's going to be the veg in the meal. And I kind of like it a little chunkier, not too chunky though. Get your celery, green pepper cut. I guess you could use red pepper if you like, but I guess green pepper is really a better flavor for it. It really is very nice with it. Let's get about a green pepper worth in there. Nice chunks. Try to keep them separated because I'm going to cook the celery off or peppers off first, I think, as they take more time to get going. Some nice green peppers going. This is a great summer dish and takes me to like restaurants, and really good meal if it's done really well. It can go bad very easily as well, but if the flavors aren't right. So yeah, there's the green peppers, and that is going to be thrown in with the roux, I believe. I'm going to have to read up on that, and then thrown in and cooked together, and then everything else starts slowly getting added.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put rice in this gumbo. Sometimes rice is cooked separately and then the gumbo is put on top of the rice after it's finished. But I like to throw it in and get all the rice mixed in with the flavors. So what you want to do is get your rice pre-soaking. I guess gets a lot of that starch, the cloudiness out of it, and like arsenic is in rice, I guess. So yeah, you don't wash it out, you can get arsenic poisoning, maybe, over like years, possibly. Anyways,
I'm freaked out now.
Yeah, I read up on it. I was like, holy crap, I never knew that. I just did it anyways. And then I'm going to complete the mirepoix. I like using shallots. This is shallots. I'm going to try growing them this year. They're really nice. I like them more than onions now. Get the shallots going. About two large shallots, and then 5 cloves of garlic, or 4, however kind of garlicky and oniony you like it. I'm just going to roughly chop this. I don't even bother trying to do the cutting into a thing. It just takes forever.
Fancy.
Yeah, the fancy cut where you go in from the sides and go up and then go down and then chop it that way. It takes forever. It never works out.
Sure. I've never tried it like that. I would probably chop my fingers off.
It's the way I was taught at school, but I'm like, alright, this just takes too much time. I'm just going to hack away at it and get it done anyways. Let's get the knobs off the garlic, whatever these things are. Yens.
Garlic being a knob.
Garlic's always a knob. Way too difficult. I got some skins in there. I gotta take those out. I just roughly chop this. It doesn't need to be super fine. I do like it when I chop these finer, though.
Chalets are strong flavor.
Yeah, they're like halfway between the garlic and an onion. They're closer to a garlicky flavor, really strong. More skins. Yeah. Another skin. Get these skins out of here.
Yeah, get out of there.
So just keep chopping. So that's looking fairly good. Another skin. Hey, when that happens, like the skin grows underneath, like 2 layers of skin. And they're just fishing around trying to take it out.
So
More
weird.
skin, more skin. Yeah, that was a 2nd layer or 3rd layer down. There's skin on that. Skin isn't good, so we'll get that. Throw that in with the rest of the mirepoix. Nice shallots. Got the garlic. This one's growing. Take that thing off. I might use a garlic press, even though I hate it. This takes forever. And all the garlic pieces go flying around everywhere whenever I try to cut them. I can leave huge chunks.
You have to do it with finesse.
Well, I need like a tablecloth or a cloth kind of in the way to keep them. I don't know why they don't make cutting boards with like
Grooves.
Yeah, something to kind of catch it. Would be nice. All I know is every time I'm doing this sort of stuff, there's always food on the ground.
I think you're doing pretty good so far.
All right.
Keeping it on the board.
Thank you. This is nice fresh garlic, very thick and robust, and cutting into very nice chunks. There's a chunk there, missed. So it's about, just to recap, about 4 cloves, large, medium cloves of garlic, and to call for 1 onion, I put in 2 shallots, I think, 2 decent sized shallots. So that's going to be a lot of flavor. I'm not doing a huge recipe, so it shouldn't be too much. Let's continue finely chopping. And then I believe the next step is to throw this in with the roux and cook all this off. I'm gonna get the garlic. These can be cooked separately, like the garlic and onions first, and then the rest of the mirepoix with the green peppers and the celery. But I'm gonna throw it all in just for sake of ease. In the hands, and then you take this, get the roux back on the heat, turn that up. If you take a look at the roux, it's even cooked off, got a little darker there.
It's peanut butter.
It's looking really peanut buttery.
Is it peanut butter or is it roux, people?
Yeah. It is a roux.
Question.
Very nice color. So I'm going to throw in all that. So it's cooked for 5 minutes. Then add the stock. So this is going to simmer. It takes a long time for this to all simmer. It's going to be, when it's cooking, I think an hour, close to an hour.
Wow.
So I'm going to bring that heat up. Yeah, it's not an easy meal. You got to have some time to be able to do it.